Dr Aston, could you clarify for the court the nature of your professional relationship with the police?
I'm a forensic psychologist specialising in memory, attached to the police force for a 6-month period.
I understand that this is something of an experiment.
It's a trial period.
Is this trial period proving successful?
Perhaps that's for others to decide.
Shall we put it another way? Do you feel that the trial period has been successful?
I would like to think so.
We'd all like to think that we've been successful, Dr Aston, but in a court of law we have to deal with what can be verified and substantiated, rather than what we hope and wish for. So, Dr Aston, when did you first meet Mr Thompson?
The Recall Man, Making Waves by David Napthine, with Jeremy Swift as Dr Joe Aston.
Joe? I thought you were meeting Helen off the train.
You had to cancel.
That's a shame, but lucky for me, you're just the man I want.
Am I?
Don't look so worried. It's nothing to do with reports. You see, I was just leaving when the desk sergeant spots me and says, "Jeff, you're just the man we're looking for."
And are you?
The thing is, Joe, a bloke's just walked into the station sackless, claiming that he suddenly remembered something that happened 5 years ago. A young girl, Rebecca Stonehouse, was found floating in the Tees. There was a big investigation. It was all over the papers, but in the end, the coroner recorded an open verdict. Well, now in strolls Charlie Boy and says that he saw someone push her off Newport Bridge.
Now, why do I know what's coming next?
Because you're very perceptive. I can't just leave it, so... Well, I'm wondering if you could be with us when I talk to him. Nothing formal and, well, maybe you could tell us whether this is bullshit or not. I'll buy you a pint.
Come on, then.
Thanks, Joe.
So, why did the desk sergeant want you in particular?
I found the body, didn't I? I wasn't even on duty. I'd pulled this top-drawer totty from your arm and I was beginning to open investigations when I saw Rebecca, 15-year-old. Lovely-looking lass till the water got her.
And what happened to the lass from your arm?
Dumped us the following day.
I suppose the romance had gone.
Yeah, as soon as she knew I wasn't Buddha's latest silent.
To be honest, Jeff, I'm not sure how much I can help.
You know what's what, Joe. You don't have to stay long, and if he's wasting our time, he'll soon get his ticket.
Look, I've said.
I'd just like a little more detail, George.
Who did you say you were?
I'm Dr Aston, and I'm
Oh,
just...
a doctor, eh?
That's right, but I'm
Look,
not...
I do remember. I do. I wish I hadn't, but I did. And that's it.
Fair enough, George, but I need more than you just saying that you saw something. I need to know exactly what you did see.
Is that tape on?
Yeah.
He pushed her over.
Not so loud, George.
Yeah, well, I want to make sure you know.
Now, if I could hear the full story.
It's not a story.
OK, George, OK, it's not a story.
It's what happened, I'm telling you.
So tell me what happened.
I was eating a parmesan, right?
And?
Give us a bloody chance. I was eating a parmesan. I remembered. And that's it.
Bloody hell.
What did you say?
What do you remember, George?
What happened? Will you not listen? I ate me parmesan. I was on Newport Bridge.
Tonight?
And 5 years ago. I threw up tonight. And that night. All over this car. Well, that night I did. Not tonight. Man and this lass, right? Snogging. Not tonight, like, but that night. And then when I looked, it was just him. What do you see? She'd gone. In the river. He looked at me when I was looking at him. So I went home.
Can you describe him?
No.
And home is where?
Truro.
Truro?
Nice place.
So why are you here?
Oh, 'cause she was pushed in.
I mean, why are you in Middlesbrough?
I'm visiting me mum.
Tonight?
Yeah. Yeah, you must visit your mum. Lives off Parliament Road.
So why were you walking across Newport Bridge?
You always do.
I see. So why didn't you report what you saw?
I am.
But why didn't you report it when it happened?
Well, I heard about the lass later.
It was in all the papers.
I was pissed. And then I was sent offshore. Well, do I make a statement then?
We will be asking you to do that, but first we want you to...
Can I use the bog?
In the first series of tests I did with Mr Thompson, his performance on language, semantic knowledge and general intelligence tests was satisfactory. These tests are done at the start to ascertain the best approach to recall.
And would you use other tests?
When necessary.
I'd like to come back to that later, if I may. When did you feel that the memory was genuine?
After the first session.
Which lasted?
An hour.
So it wasn't immediately obvious.
No, there were things to clarify.
But even then, you only felt it could be genuine. On what evidence did you reach this tentative conclusion?
A preliminary conclusion is reached after the tests and during conversation. What's said, how it's said, demeanour.
You first met Mr. Thompson when he was drunk. How did you establish the need for further interviews?
Previous cases, my experience, my judgment.
You must be an extremely good judge of character, Dr. Aston.
I'm not doing them blocks again, am I? Made me feel like one of them backward kids.
At the moment, I'd just like to talk to you.
About what?
What you saw that night.
Well, I made a statement.
It would really help if you could take me through it again. Can you describe the man on the bridge?
Well, of course I can. It was dark. What's going on?
OK, in these sessions, we'll work on bringing your memory back so that you can describe the events of that night in more detail.
Oh, fair enough. Because I believe in what's right, me. Because there's right and there's wrong, right?
So, let's see if we can do what's right. Can you tell me what you saw that night?
The man and the lass.
Where had you been before you saw the man and the lass?
Well, I had a drink. But I wasn't sackless.
What was the last pub you drank in?
The Anchor. Well, I always end up there.
Always.
Well, that's my local. When I visit my mum.
What was it like?
Chocker. Even for a weekday.
Do you know how many people there?
Some.
Your friends?
Some.
So what did you do when you left the pub?
Got a parmesan.
Tell me about the Anchor.
Oh, it's got a reputation.
What sort of reputation?
You know.
Uh-huh. So you bought a parmesan?
From a kebab place.
And
Went on to Newport Bridge.
And tell me what you saw on Newport Bridge.
The man and the lass.
What were they doing?
Snogging. What are you writing?
Notes. We still eating?
Think so.
What happened after you finished eating?
I threw up.
What could you see?
It was dark.
What could you hear?
Me. Puking on the car.
Can you describe the car?
Posh.
When did you know about Rebecca Stonehouse?
Mum sends the papers. I was in Nigeria. Even then I didn't make the connection. She was a tart, wasn't she?
He's over fond of the pop, and that affects his memory. He says they were snogging. Even in Middlesbrough, they leave it a day before they chop the lovers.
How long had Rebecca been going in the Anchor?
2 months.
Did her parents know?
That she was a would-be prostitute. My feeling is that they did, but they didn't want to know. Well off, big house, sort of people that make you wear slippers before walking on the lawn.
Was it you that interviewed them?
Yeah. They'd had a row with Rebecca. She stormed out, then they had a row about Rebecca. And Mum went to look for her, then her dad did the same in his car. Said he felt guilty.
Do they know where to go?
No, obviously not, or they would have found her. He got back late, went to bed. She got back in the early hours of the morning, couldn't sleep, and went looking again before he got up for work. She was an only child.
Might be useful to talk to them.
She was my first dead body. I wasn't even in uniform. The new DI's after you, by the way.
We still eating?
Think so.
What happened after you finished eating?
I threw up.
What could you see?
It was dark.
What could you hear?
Me. Puking on the car.
Can you describe the car?
Posh.
How quickly do you expect to make progress with an interviewee?
It depends.
I ask because the prosecution claims that the accused pushed Rebecca into the river, yet George did not see this, nor did he hear a splash. Why is that?
In subsequent interviews...
Which we shall return to later, Dr. Aston.
Recall becomes more precise with each session.
What is the significance of eating a parmesan?
It's the activity that triggered the recall.
One of many things that can trigger recall.
Of course.
And are there many things that can damage memory?
Yes.
Such as a knock on the head or encephalitis?
Yes.
Do these apply to Mr. Thompson?
No.
What about alcohol, age, occupation as causes of memory loss?
There can be factors.
Could they explain why he took so long to make the connection between what he saw that night and what he later read in the papers?
That's not uncommon.
Of course. Given that your persistence with Mr. Thompson, even though his recall is sporadic and superficial, shows great dedication, have you ever had to acknowledge that your initial diagnosis was wrong, that the memory is false, or that the interviewee has been fooling you?
False memory does come to light eventually. As for being fooled, there was no apparent reason why he should want to do that.
You constructed a strategy that was constantly modified in the light of developments with George and developments in the police investigation.
Yes.
Developments consistent with the initial premise that it was a memory worth investigating.
Yes.
The correct strategy produces the right result.
Yeah.
A self-fulfilling prophecy.
You're placing a specific interpretation on the word strategy.
Am I?
Yeah.
Don't you place a specific interpretation on Mr. Thompson's words?
Let's just say the reopening of an old case always touches nerves.
Including yours.
It's extra work. Because Rebecca was young, we pulled out all the stops, but it still wasn't enough for some. It was a sod of a case then, and it's a sod of a case now. Just my luck. George walked in when he did.
Blame it on the Parmesan.
He's just seeking a bit of attention. Get it all the time. There's kids that set fire to empty buildings to attract attention. Now they report crimes that didn't happen.
We don't know.
They get attention, but without using so much energy.
So you don't want to hear what I've got?
Yes.
Okay.
Describe the man. Average height. Same height as definite. Dark clothes.
Can you tell me where his arms were?
Around her. On her shoulders.
Did you see her being pushed over?
Well, she must have been. There were two of them. He walks away, she floats in the river. Common sense. I did see it.
The subsequent interview, Dr. Aston, and still nothing of any substance. Does it usually take this long?
That depends on how the memory is functioning. A clearer picture was beginning to emerge. A more detailed description of clothing, of how they stood, where they stood. It became definite about their respective heights.
Which, conveniently, the accused conforms to.
If you played the whole of that tape, it would become apparent that Mr. Thompson's memory of that night was beginning to return.
But we've agreed, Dr. Aston, the tape is purely for illustration and not evidence. After this interview, Mr. Thompson went offshore for 5 weeks. Didn't that make the work more difficult?
I used a different technique.
Could you tell the court?
George was flying to Trinidad to join a dive support vessel. He would spend 28 days in saturation, which is when a team of divers live on a chamber on the seabed. And this is a self-contained world with little or no outside distraction. I asked George to use this time to write down the events of that night in his own words. I asked him to write every day, whatever came into his head, each piece of writing with a date and time and with no rewriting. I would have used this technique anyway, as it was clear that George didn't find the interviews easy, as you've pointed out.
Did he do what was asked?
Yes.
Surely the recall process can't be monitored if you're not working with him. Isn't there a danger that imagination runs riot?
George Thompson is not the most imaginative of men.
But we're all capable of fooling ourselves.
I created a tight structure with safeguards.
But was it foolproof, Dr. Aston?
With all due respect, not even the law is foolproof.
Joe Aston?
Sorry?
Well, the face is fatter, but you've still got that vacant look. Well?
Bloody hell. Jane Forbes. How are you doing?
Not so bad.
Let me get you a drink.
No, I've got one. Sit down, though. So, you're back in the borough then?
For the moment.
Is that right?
And you?
Never left.
You still living over in Winnie Banks?
Oh, that's a long time ago.
That's nice to see you, Jane.
Good.
And you're looking well?
Well, I always could use makeup. So, you're waiting for someone?
Just having a quiet drink after work.
In here?
And you? Are you,
Yeah, later.
Is this your local then?
You could say that. You having another?
Oh, yeah, let me.
No, it's okay, Joe. You spilled the last one you bought me. Do you remember? All over my brand new miniskirt. I wouldn't care, but I'd only just got
I tripped over. And just at the moment when I was trying to be sophisticated, no wonder you never went out with me again.
It wasn't because of that.
Why then?
Paul Roberts.
Paul Roberts. Oh, he fancied himself.
And he didn't ruin one of my best skirts.
I said I was sorry.
Yes, I know. Every 30 seconds.
Red. I remember it was a red dress.
Do you?
Yeah, you always suited red.
I have never worn red. It makes me look like a post box. I'm thinking of some other poor girl you splattered with bolognese sauce.
What happened to Paul Roberts?
Killed on his motorbike. The day before our wedding anniversary.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm not. He knocked me about. Anyway, God, water under the bridge. So, what you doing up here?
I work with people who've lost their memory.
Really? So you'd be your own best patient then?
Maybe. I'd best be off anyway. Haven't eaten yet.
It's been good to see you, Joe.
Jane,
What?
I was wondering if you might... Well, what I was thinking was...
Oh,
I'd like
no,
to have
it's a
chat.
nice thought, Joe, but... You know.
Yeah. Oh, no, I wasn't going to ask you out.
All right. Not sure if that makes me feel better or not.
No. I'll tell you what it is, Jane. How long have you been drinking here?
Why?
Do you remember a young lass called Rebecca? Rebecca Stonehouse?
Poor cow. Why?
Yeah, well, I've been asked to help find out what happened.
Who by? Her family?
Something's happened.
Well, what?
I can't say. Look, I've got to go, Jane, and you've got things to do, but can I see you again?
It depends
On what?
on how I'm feeling next time I bump into you. Which might well be Thursday.
This is what George wrote on the plane. The two of them were on the opposite side of the bridge from me. She had a short skirt on, out to it. It was white, light anyway. Looked like they were in a clinch, the same height. She had thick hair, leather jacket, smart one.
He must have been watching them for ages to remember all that.
Not necessarily.
He hasn't made the connection, has he? He keeps saying they were snogging or whatever, and yet he also says he pushed her over. He's having a laugh.
No. Now, the white skirt he could have got from the papers. Is a man in a leather jacket in any of the witness statements?
No. There was one bloke we were looking for, but never traced, who had been seen talking to her in the pub, but he didn't wear a leather jacket.
Oh, maybe it didn't register. That would have been about 10 to 11. The other night I walked from the pub, bought a Parmesan and walked to Newport Bridge. It took 25 minutes. I had 10 minutes for being pissed, and I reckon George would have got the bridge between 10 to midnight and midnight.
And in that time, Rebecca left the man from the pub and was with someone else.
We don't know that.
Nobody saw Rebecca and the bloke together after they left the pub.
And no one saw her between the pub and Newport Bridge.
We've only George's word that she was on the bridge. All we know for certain is that Rebecca was in the pub and then in the river.
How long's she been in the river?
She went in sometime that night. So, what's this I hear about you going to the Anchor?
That's right.
Nice, isn't it?
There are pubs like that everywhere, and you make of them what you will. I asked a few people about Rebecca.
Go careful, Joe. You're not a copper. I meant to tell you, Billy West's in court today.
That was just a bad case of selective memory. I thought I'd be needed.
I don't know why you were so keen to go to court.
That would have been an experience. When her parents drove around looking for her, did they have any idea of where to go? It might be interesting to find out.
What do you think we asked them at the time?
Clear night. On the bridge, the wind was sharp. I hunched up, still went through us. I was wearing jeans and a shirt. Good in the pub, but not out there. You get used to the cold. I stopped to look at the river. I'd hate to fall in there. Much better to fall in the sea. It's a quicker way to go, and there's no land nearby to tease you. I stopped looking at the river and I saw them. They were on the opposite side of the bridge to me, but down a bit. They were at it like steam hammers. I couldn't see his face. She had a short skirt on, really short, that lasses wear no matter the weather. It was white, the sort of white you notice. He was a little taller, but maybe not. Thick hair, light leather jacket, really smart, arms on shoulders. I envied him. I started walking back, threw up over this car, posh car. I liked that. I looked up, and there was just him looking at me. I started walking quicker. I looked again. He'd gone into thin air. That was written on the boat by Mr. Thompson and emailed to you prior to saturation. Is that correct, Dr. Aston?
Yes.
They were at it like steam hammers. A very evocative phrase for someone with no imagination. What did you think when you read this, Dr. Aston?
More detail had emerged.
But does greater detail mean greater accuracy?
Not necessarily.
Does repetition of detail mean that the detail is accurate?
Not necessarily.
So how do you know that a detail is accurate?
When it's corroborated, we call it evidence.
All this detail, but where is the significant detail? For example, the splash as a body hits the water.
Memory doesn't return fully and all in one go.
I'm not suggesting it does.
He also stopped to vomit.
So he couldn't hear the fall. A remarkable coincidence.
People respond to different stimuli and remember in different ways. A musician is more likely to respond to sound, whereas George responds to visual stimuli.
Then why are his descriptions so vague? However, if we look at this as a piece of creative writing...
Which it isn't.
Well, that's for the jury to decide, Dr. Aston. Why doesn't George mention the parmesan anymore?
The eating of the parmesan and the vomiting were triggers for the memory, but don't play a significant part in the actual event that's being recalled.
A minor detail, then?
No.
A major detail?
No.
Then what sort of detail is it, Dr. Aston? For the accused, the status of this detail is crucial, and I would expect an expert witness to give an answer that's unambiguous.
The workings of memory are complex.
That is precisely my point, Dr. Aston.
I'm not sure, Joe.
Whether you can remember or whether you can help.
She was a nice lass and we looked out for her. Not at first. She came in the pub that first time, even though she was with a mate. We could tell. You can. Something was said to her, but she came back. She kept coming back. Posh kids, what the hell was she playing at? You don't go on the game through choice. If you did, there'd be an MVQ. How to prove something, I suppose. She wasn't properly on the game, you see, and that pissed off some of the girls.
Did it?
Don't go down that road, Joe. When she died like that, she became one of us. And if they've reopened the investigation...
Yes.
Yeah, well, why haven't they talked to us? What's going on?
Somebody now says they saw what happened.
Who?
I can't say. Shall we go in?
I'm not sure.
If she was murdered, I want a killer caught, Jane. That's all.
What, can't we talk somewhere else?
No, because this pub is where you knew her from.
Talk and talk, but in the end it'll be the same old story. Nothing happens.
So was it as busy as this when Rebecca came in?
Yeah. What's in your bag?
A tape recorder.
You can't record this.
It's for my own reference. It's nothing official.
God, people will wonder what's going on.
Tell them I'm doing a reminiscence project with the elderly.
Cheeky sod.
I'd like to go back to that night. Don't look at me like that. I'm not a policeman.
Don't talk like one, then. You know, it might have been a bit earlier than that. It might have been about 7-ish.
Okay. And so when you came in, was Rebecca already in here?
I doubt it. She always came in late.
Can you remember what she was wearing?
Not what she wore on the posters. They had her in a white skirt, brown bomber jacket, high boots. She had more style than that. That's what people noticed. Short skirt, yes, but not boots and bomber jacket. She looked a right slapper on the posters, and they didn't get that description from anyone in here.
It came from somewhere. Who did she talk to?
Whoever talked to her.
Did she talk to you?
Say hello.
What about the other girls?
The same. Look, we might be in the same business, but we don't have a company song. Having said that, Kerry talked to her more than most.
Could I talk to Kerry?
I'll see. Don't hold your breath. She's a bit of an airhead.
Did anyone come in looking for her that night?
Not that I noticed. Why? Should there have been?
I've no idea.
You've never said anything, have you, Joe? About what I do.
You'll have your reasons, Jane.
I do. We all went to the funeral, you know, and we were all ignored by the family. They didn't want to know. They didn't want to know the last that we knew. God, it frightened us what happened.
Do you think she was murdered?
She died, and that's enough.
What time did you leave the pub?
Before she did.
Where's the nearest place to buy a parmesan?
Is that your idea of taking a girl to dinner?
leaning back and he was pressing against her, and she had her arms around him on his shoulders.
How much longer, Joe?
I had to leave them to it, though I did envy him as she was a bit of a looker. Can you press against her, Jeff?
I think I can manage that.
That's good. Katrina, can you put your arms around Jeff tighter so the arms reach up to the shoulder? What was that?
She says she doesn't fancy me that much.
Understandable. Thanks, Katrina. You can go back to the car now. So I started walking back towards Parliament Road. But after a short bit, I threw up. And there was just him looking at me. Can you look at me, Jeff? Thanks. Can you come here a minute? So I started walking quicker. And when I looked again, he'd gone. Thought you were supposed to be fit.
Have we finished?
Yeah, thanks. He threw up over a car parked about here on the bridge.
Illegally. I've checked back. There's nothing about a car booked or abandoned here.
If he pulled up quickly to catch Rebecca...
There'd be no snogging.
Well, take a look at this photo of you and Katrina.
Oh, very nice.
In this light, that could be a snog or it could be a struggle.
When I was a kid, there was no difference.
It explains the confusion in George's mind if he saw something like that.
When he was sackless.
He saw the man and the girl. Then he saw the man on his own. Then there was no man. Where did the man go?
So in one bound he was...
What time did it happen?
About this time of night, according to the post-mortem.
You can go home if you want to.
I'm supposed to be working with you.
And you have. And thanks. Now go on. Katrina's waiting.
Fancied her for ages. Something about a uniform that always gets me going.
She doesn't wear a uniform.
She can be persuaded.
Oh, God.
So, why did you go to the Anchor again?
An old school friend gets in there. She knew Rebecca.
Name?
Jane Forbes.
That mouthy cow. She kept saying we didn't do enough. She's not reliable, Joe. Unless you pay her.
I think different.
Sorry, she's a friend. But that can make things worse. It can compromise the case. If there is one. We need more than a drunk and a tart.
We have a car, a man in a leather jacket.
And figments of an imagination.
Look, Karen thinks this is important.
Promoted to super. Wants to make a mark like the new DI. If a new case comes up tomorrow, which one will you work on?
The one I'm told to.
Oh, is that right? What is it about this case, Joe?
I'm just fascinated by the way we can suddenly remember. One small thing can take us back to another time in another place. And we still don't know how Rebecca ended up in the river.
So you asked DC Patton and WPC Wells to recreate what Mr. Thompson claimed to have seen.
Yes.
Where was Mr. Thompson?
He was offshore.
He wasn't there.
No.
So this was not an accurate recreation of that night?
It's not claimed to be. I used photographs to help build a picture and to help me understand what the witness may have seen. As George wasn't there, I used his text to help with this.
But as he wasn't there to amend or modify what you're doing, it's up to you to make the decisions about positions of the actors, angles of shot, etc.
And that allows me to ask myself questions about what the witness has said, so that the process can be refined. For example, the difference between a snog and a struggle.
Are those medical terms, Dr. Aston? I'm reminded of a film director bringing to life someone else's story. Is that what it's like?
I don't deal in fiction.
So you assume that what is presented to you is fact?
No, I attempt to establish what is fact.
As a layman, it seems to me that the photographs confirm to you and Mr. Thompson what you and Mr. Thompson want confirmed.
It's a hypothesis. There's constant modification responding to what emerges in recall.
To suit your hypothesis?
I'm part of a team.
Like a film director, aren't you taking George's story in a specific direction?
No.
You said earlier that the memory is complex. But haven't you reduced it to a simple story in an attempt to lead us to the conclusions you want us to reach?
Aren't you doing the same?
So?
It was useful.
Good.
Why didn't Kerry say anything at the time?
I know she did drugs then.
Why she said something now?
She saw us talking, wondered who you were. And she's seen you out and about.
You saw Rebecca leave with a man, and Kerry's sure a woman was driving the car that stopped by Rebecca on Union Street.
The man I saw was definitely a man, unless she was an East German shot putter.
And would Kerry be that certain about a car?
If it was top of the range, yes. Bit of a petrol head is Kerry.
A petrol head and an airhead. Lethal.
No coppers have talked to us, Joe. Do they take it as seriously as you?
Yeah.
So who's this bloke who saw what happened?
I can't say.
Are you like this with your wife?
I can't say. Rebecca started running when the car appeared. Why would she do that?
Scared, obviously. Do you want another drink?
Did the driver of the car kill Rebecca? And was the driver a man or a woman? Have I been bloody stupid?
Where are you going?
Describe Rebecca's hair.
Long, fine.
Thanks, Jane. See you later.
Joe?
Put this in perspective, Joe.
Talk to Kerry Moore, Jeff. That's all I'm asking.
I will, but you get that report done.
It's on my desk.
Karen's got to forward everything to the CBS.
I'll get it to her after I've seen George.
George Thompson is not a priority.
He is, and so is Kerry.
Can you trust a dophead like Kerry?
She notices cars, and if she's right about a woman driving and George is right about the
George
car...
hasn't mentioned a woman.
I think he has. That's why I'm going to talk to him now while you interview Kerry. Tell Karen everything will be on her desk before I
You'll
see
see it before I do.
Tell me what Kerry says immediately.
It's all in them notebooks.
What I'd like to do, George, is take sections
I
at
hope you
random.
find him.
It may seem confusing at
I
first.
should have remembered earlier.
No, the memory doesn't work like that.
I never thought I'd be on the side of a tart.
I'd like you to listen very carefully, George. I was hit by this blast of wind as I walked onto Newport Bridge. You don't notice when you're in and out of pubs, and when you've had a good drink, you ignore it. Nothing to the winds you get at sea. Sometimes when you're on the bed, you know it's rough on top, but you don't know how rough until the dive super pulls the job. Imagine you've just walked onto the bridge. The wind hits you. What do you do?
I'm not with you.
Imagine that night.
I am.
I was hit by this blast of wind.
So?
Well, further on you've written, I'd finished eating, then I looked at the river. Can you describe the river, George?
Not really.
You described it here,
Well, that's what it was then.
but you can't remember.
I did when I wrote that.
Why don't you tell me now what you can remember?
It's written down.
I'd still like you to tell me, George.
They were on the opposite side of the bridge to me. I couldn't see the faces.
Describe their hair.
She had thick hair.
Did she?
Yeah.
You said it was windy.
Nearly blew us off the bridge.
Describe what the wind was doing to Rebecca's hair.
Blown it all over.
Whose hair?
The tarts.
What about the person with thick hair?
Not as much.
Tell me some more.
The hands. Everywhere. Like one of them god things they have in Vietnam. You can't help but look. I walked away, then I threw up.
Can you describe the car you threw up on?
Haven't I said?
Tell me again.
Pricey, stylish, parked where it shouldn't.
What colour was it?
It was dark. A light colour.
After you'd thrown up, what did you see?
He was looking at us. I looked again and he wasn't there. I wrote all this.
Imagine you're on the bridge.
Why?
It'll help. Imagine you're on the bridge. You see the man looking at you. You turn away.
Yeah.
You look again. What can you see?
He'd gone.
Anything else?
The car.
I want to read you some more of what you've written. As I was walking back towards Parliament Road after puking on the posh car, something made me stop. I did. I didn't want to turn round and look, but I did. She was staring at me, standing still and staring at me. Just her, staring at me. I walked faster. I looked again. There was no one there. Who was looking at you?
He was.
The man with thick hair?
Yeah.
But you said she.
Made a mistake.
Was it Rebecca looking at you?
No.
So who was looking at you?
Was it a bloody woman?
What I want to do now,
Couple
George...
of lezzies. Jeez, they should have both gone over. I mean, some men find girl on girl a turn on.
Just
but
describe what you can of this person's appearance.
what I saw is what I wrote.
As you know, Dr. Aston, considerable research has been undertaken into cognitive dysfunction in deep-sea divers.
Yes.
The oil industry finances much of this research, presumably because it's significant. And Mr. Thompson is a deep-sea diver in the oil industry. Now, is memory loss a typical symptom of cognitive dysfunction?
Short-term memory loss, yes.
And attentional disorders?
Divers who've been diving for 10 years or so often show signs of cognitive dysfunction. Every time you dive, regardless of how well you follow the decompression tables, inert gas bubbles form, and some will lodge in the spinal cord, the brain and the lungs. Over time, these can result in tissue scarring and neurological damage.
George Thompson has been diving for 16 years, and Rebecca Stonehouse drowned 5 years ago. Mr. Thompson's medical reports indicate scarring and neurological damage.
I've read the medical records.
Would it be safe to assume that continuous diving does not ease the damage?
It would. However, it's not necessarily enough to impair long-term memory loss.
Could you describe to the court the Corsi block test that you used with Mr. Thompson?
Corsi blocks are used to test retention of visual spatial information. Normal subjects are able to remember sequences of at least 4 or 5 items correctly.
How many sequences did Mr. Thompson remember, Dr. Aston?
The highest was 3.
And that may indicate attentional disorder?
It may.
Can cognitive dysfunction manifest itself in confabulation?
George Thompson did not confabulate.
Let's say Mr. Thompson did see something that night, but not what he claims to see now. He saw a couple on the bridge, then read something in the paper, put 2 and 2 together to make 5.
I don't believe that's the case.
1 minute a man did the supposed deed, and the next minute a woman. Each time the story is presented logically and with certainty. An indication, I would have thought, of at least mild confabulation.
In his later statements, George wrote she. These were written in saturation when he had time to allow the memory to function more fully.
And be more creative? Can I now ask, Dr. Aston, what your relationship is with Jane Forbes?
So what did Kerry Moore say?
Well, she's obsessed with cars. And she's adamant that it was a powder blue Mercedes SL500. Liked them since she lost her virginity in one. Earlier model, of course. Much earlier.
Is it the same car George puked on? Can you get me a photograph of a Mercedes to show him?
Yeah.
What else did Kerry say?
That the car pulled up and the driver spoke to Rebecca, who then ran off. Kerry carried on walking. She then heard the car rev away. She remembers the sound because it brought back happy memories. She turned and saw the car spin round the corner towards Cannon Park.
And Newport Bridge. Can you find out who owned a car like that at the time?
Shouldn't be difficult if it was local.
That'd be great.
I'm still not convinced, Joe.
And Kerry's certain it was a woman?
Yeah, and that she called in the anchor just after closing.
Looking for Rebecca?
We don't know. If the driver of the car killed Rebecca, why didn't George see or hear the car drive off? I mean, they'd want to get away.
Well, he was pissed. He was throwing up.
So they just vanished into thin air?
Or into a powder blue Mercedes SL500.
It makes fascinating reading, Mr. Thompson. I'd like to compliment you on your evocative turns of phrase.
Thanks.
But do they describe what actually happened?
It's what I wrote.
I'd like to read an excerpt from one of your notebooks. She was just staring at me, standing still and staring at me, just her staring at me. This woman, is she in court?
She's over there.
Elsewhere, you write, they were at it like steam hammers, almost as if they couldn't hang on. I couldn't see his face, and her face was covered by his face. I couldn't see his face.
Well, I couldn't then, but I could later.
And you can now?
Yeah.
Even though the accused has changed sex.
You know what I mean.
No, I don't, Mr. Thompson, and neither does the court.
Gave you a hard time in there, Joe.
Not as hard a time as Rebecca's parents are having. He's just staring ahead and won't look at his wife.
What do you expect, Joe? She pushed their daughter into the river.
Did she mean to?
She sold the car sharpish.
Did he know what she'd done?
He didn't want to know.
Jane,
You're a bastard, Joe.
what do you mean?
I was in the public gallery when you were giving evidence. I thought it was more than someone you vaguely knew from years ago. I thought it was more than that.
Yeah.
But only as long as I'm useful.
I've been flat out.
So is Jane.
At least I do my bloody job.
So it just came back to you.
That's right.
When you go out for a drink, how much do you drink?
What sort of a question's that?
A reasonable one, Mr. Thompson? Well,
I'm not an alcoholic.
I'm not suggesting that you are. How much do you drink?
I don't know.
But you enjoy a good session.
I like a drink.
Obviously.
I'm a decent bloke. I work hard. You try and do what I do.
It's an interesting occupation.
And there's few that can do it.
Of course. Now, in your last medical for your diving certificate, the doctor was concerned that...
George, listen, it's very
Look, I
difficult...
know what they thought in there. That I'm a sad little tosser. Never said, but it was meant.
But without you, we
Oh,
never...
they looked at me as if I was less than nought. I wanted to do what's right.
And you did.
You asked me to do all that stuff, and I did. And because of you, everyone thinks I'm a confused pisshead.
It wasn't Dr. Aston's fault.
Oh, yeah. Go on, stick together. I trusted you, Dr. Aston. I did. I didn't deserve that. In front of all those people.
It's the way it is. You might have known Jane once, but you don't any longer. If I had your brains, Joe, I'd settle myself in a nice little university.
No need. I can piss people off anywhere.
But at least there, they dress proper and speak nice. We'll settle for manslaughter.
Has it proved anything, all this?
Yes, you can't ignore the past. Don't let it get to you, Joe. George didn't have to come into the station that night. Jane didn't have to talk to you. Kerry could have kept quiet. They remembered, and they wanted to remember.
The look on her mother's face when I was giving evidence.
You want everyone to like you, don't you? Well, you're doing the wrong thing in the wrong place with the wrong people for that.
So I say.
You stuck to your guns, Joe. Nothing wrong with that.
My mum always said that being right made you feel good.
And my mum always said clean underwear made you feel good.
In Making Waves by David Napthine, Dr Joe Aston was played by Jeremy Swift, the Defence Counsel by Andrew Harrison, George by James Gaddis, Jane by Elizabeth Carling, and DC Jeff Patton by Paul Brennan. The director was Toby Swift.